I had a health scare last year. I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and although I was very lucky and had successful surgery and successful radiotherapy, and I'm really well now. I think that probably at the age of 51 gives you a little bit of a reminder of, okay, actually, how am I spending my days? And if there were days where we were having to tread water while we waited for constitutional court decisions and while we waited for these assembly processes, there was a feeling like I couldn't be using my time to do some of these other things which had been put on the back burner.
I'm sorry to hear about that. I had skin cancer earlier this year. I still have to have something else removed that's a bit problematic, and it definitely hits you. I was very lucky as well. I caught it late, but I was lucky that it hadn't progressed much further. But it definitely does give you a whole new perspective on what is important and where you should be spending your time and things like that. But I want to talk about this because even when I talk about going to have my breasts checked or things, sometimes people are a bit like uptight about it. You mentioned the breast word, and that sort of. How did you find out you had it? Let's talk about this.
Yeah, well, I'm so grateful to the Kosovan health system because as a Kosovan citizen, I went for a regular routine mammogram. Just had to go to my local health centre and show my ID card, and they gave me a mammogram, and I got the results 3 hours later. So it was an extremely easy process, and the results showed that there was a lump which I had not been aware of, and in fact it was very deep, and so even once I knew exactly where it was, I wouldn't have ever found it. It was only through the mammography. And so I was so grateful that they offered that service so easily, that they gave the so quickly, and that then they were able to progress to, of course, they then did biopsies and things. And in fact, then I went back to the UK to have the operation, but I'm now at the hospital here for the ongoing, there's some pills and injections I still have to take. And so the system has really looked after me, and it's something that I agree with you. People hesitate. I mean, so many people said to me, even when I just told that story, just told them that by going to this easy checkup, I literally had my life saved, and they were like, oh, but I wouldn't want to do that because what if you get bad news? Which is clearly illogical. I mean, we're all illogical about our health, but you need to get the bad news quickly so that you can turn it into good news, because you really don't want to wait to get the bad news late. And so I see the hesitation from women to go for these checkups. It's great that in Kosovo they're free. There's a mobile unit, or there are mobile units which go out to rural areas. So in fact, when I went recently to the hospital to get my pills, the room was absolutely packed full. And I said to an woman who was waiting, like, why are there so many people? This is, crazy. And she said, well, it didn't used to be like this, but now that the government has offered these free mammograms, they're picking up all these people who otherwise were going undiagnosed. And so I think there's now more than 50% of people are survivors after there's been breast cancer identified in Kosovo. And so, the statistics are improving because people are catching it in time to do something about it.
And the exam itself, I don't particularly like going. It's not the most pleasant part of my day, but they are professionals. They've seen a million breasts before. It's not, they're not judging you. They're not going, oh, that one's a bit funny, and, that one's bigger than that one. There's no shame. You just go, you do it. It's done in a couple of minutes. You get your results. It's nothing to be ashamed of or scared about. You just feel slightly awkward, and it might be a bit cold for a couple of seconds, and then that's it, So I would encourage all people.
In my mind, it's no worse than like having to put your swimming costume on at the beach to get in the water. I mean, it's the same level of public.
And in my case, I had it here, and I knew it was there for a long time, but I didn't really know what it was until it started. I had it for over 2 years before I understood what it was. It was only when it started bleeding for no reason that I thought, there's something going on here, And I guess there was an element of that. I thought it was a bit strange, but I kind of buried my head like, oh no, it will be fine. I'm sure it's nothing. It will go away, And, when I said that I'd had it, I had people messaging me saying, don't use sun cream. That's what caused it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I literally just had it because it was in a place where the sun cream wasn't reaching. It was just in the hairline here, Like that's literally why I had it, So Any moles, I went to the doctor again afterwards. I was like, check every single mole on my body. And I will go every year now to be checked, because for a few moments of feeling slightly uncomfortable, it's better than risking